with the week ahead report. The week ahead report generally covers everything that happened in the last 5 days and hopefully cover what we think is going to happen in the next 5 days. Certainly a very, very firm close into the week in global equity markets, particularly as we head on into Europe's the EU summit, which, as most of us would know by now, things have changed a little bit. The market's a little bit concerned, however, as to the outcome. However, it's quite optimistic, even though the Brussels summit, the resolutions are coming out on Wednesday. So we thought we'd provide an update as to where the market is now. If things change over the course of the weekend, particularly Monday morning, we'll update it again. But I think our expectations, or the expectations we have at the moment, are that we won't see much until Wednesday. That's Wednesday the 26th, so stay pretty close to the market. Obviously, things are looking positive. Let's have a quick bit of a wrap through on the market. S&P poised for the longest weekly rally since February. That's quite important there. Obviously, Colonel Gaddafi's demise and the start of a transition government, that probably will affect the Brent West Texas crude spread, which, as you're aware, when everything started, we were pretty much at similar levels between the two, just with a small premium to West Texas being the light crude. And as a result of this, we saw an increased demand for Brent. As a result of that, that whole spread blew out to about $26, $28, and now it's currently looking to come in. So we'd anticipate that to occur over the coming months as Libyan production comes online. Okay, just a little bit of highlight, I guess, just on the news front. Just quickly, the Dow's up 2.31%, the S&P's up 1.8%, the Nasdaq up 1.49%. Similar story in Europe, but we'll run through that in a second. Just in terms of little bits of news, stocks, copper, euro gains, optimism over Europe debt. Yen reaches a post-record World War I high. That's a dollar weakness, and so that in itself is quite interesting, particularly bad for Japanese exporters trying to revive from the concerns of this tsunami. Okay, so that's it. EU said the way use of 1.3 trillion. Look, let's see. We think it should be a lot higher. We need to see one big power punch from the union. Interesting, payrolls declined in Europe, in America, and that was, to me, wasn't a very positive response there, and that's brought about concerns, or particularly from Yellen, on what we'd expect in terms of a QE3. So that's certainly on the market. So euro and potential QE3 is certainly on the plate. Oil up a little bit. Gaddafi demise, there we go, will expedite Libyan crude output. That's what we said there, so that's not too bad. Okay, so I guess they're the main themes at the moment. Let's just check around the markets as to how they closed. And what you can see is generally everything quite positive. Dow, as we've mentioned, pretty strong. Europe, you can just see the numbers, up 2.8% for the top 50. And the CAC and the DAC are all very, very strong. There is obviously this huge level of optimism that has flowed down towards all the markets and all the commodity markets as well. And just have a look at where our local market closed out. SPI up 45, 4,201. Okay, looking at the general commodities, and we did see a little bit of up, but obviously with the dollar being under pressure, that didn't help some of the commodities. Energy, crude up 3, West Texas up 1.33. That's fallen in line with our expectations on the spread. And looking at the agricultural markets, relatively strong. Corn off a little bit, but as you can see, just a little bit of correction there on some of them, but generally they've had a good run. Copper, even in the wake of what's happening in China with the copper renminbi loans, we did get a strong rebound, up 5.4%, eroding some of those early gains. Gold was up 23, which is encompassing 1.44%. Silver had a strong night, up at 3.56% as well. So if anything there, look, the market's optimistic, and I think you've got to run with it. Okay, let's just have a look at some of the charts. There's that copper move we've seen there. Let's have a look at the dollar index first of all. And as you can see, 76.49. Obviously, tried to get up there, bang, down she comes. So let's see with that dollar index. 76.40 was a target we had a little while ago. Maybe that will come to fruition. But at the end of the day, we've really got to see what's happening out of Europe. Okay, so some of the other charts, dollar yen obviously disappointing and doing nothing, but there's a big move down there. Looks like someone's just trying to push it a lot lower. The government Bank of Japan will come out and say a few things, no doubt. That seems to be the general rule of thumb for it. Better to look at the daily chart there. As you can see, still remains under pressure. Right, dollar index, we've mentioned that little Aussie, and the Aussie you'd expect to, 103.70. And there it is, just looking to punch through that area. Breaks through that area, there is potential for it to continue to trade onwards and higher. This little formation does look quite interesting, as you can see there. Yeah, it just goes to show that those, I can't get it, but let's just try and see if I can get that line in there. No, I can't get it going, but that's okay. Probably expect there, a little ascending wedge there, so that could extend to 106, so keep an eye on that. So that's the Aussie there, and just looking here at the gold, 1641, a little bit better bid there as well. And then it could extend back to the top side, hopefully 1700. Okay, now what have we got coming out over the next week? I guess that's the most important thing. What do we see coming out? And it's just heating up. Okay, Australia, we've got producer prices, expecting no change there, really there. PMI out of Europe, I've got a lot of speaking there from the board, Fed board, so that in itself will give us a few clues as to what's happening there. Apart from that, on the Tuesday, a little bit of news there. Composites, Case-Shiller Home Price Index, Consumer Confidence in the State. That's a good ticket item. CPI in Australia, that will be very widely watched there in terms of signs of growth and inflation. Remember, that is on our radar at the moment. Durable goods, which is a first tier, top tier data on Wednesday for the states. And new home sales, tier 1 data, so very important there. Then as we lead into Thursday, CPI out of Germany, a couple of the areas there. That's just a couple of the zones, what do you call them, regions. Then we've got GDP, personal consumption out of the States, pretty important on that front. And as we finally lead into Friday, unemployment costs, personal income, and that's probably about it. So I guess in anything, I think the moment at the moment is just focusing on what's happening to Europe. I did read somewhere that the size of Portugal, Greece, and Spain's economy was the same size as Florida. So yeah, we are focusing a lot on that part of it. But obviously there are residual effects if they do default. But at the end of the day, yeah, the market will look. Remember, Europe makes up 20.9% of the global economy. So if there are major concerns there, there's going to be issues, ramifications that will ripple through. So we'll keep an eye on any news, any data, and also keep an eye on Wednesday, but we'll certainly keep you updated as to how all that goes from here. But anyway, I hope everyone has a good week. Lots of volatility there, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.